I'm Ruth. I have an 8-year-old son. I grew up in South Africa and I lived in the UK for many years. I've been in Portugal 2.5 years. And I'm a nutritional therapist. I specialize in helping people with type 1 diabetes using low-carb nutrition to get better blood sugar control. And I use functional medicine to help people live longer, healthier lives and prevent any other chronic disease. Recently, the biggest challenge has been, since the schools have been closed, trying to manage working and homeschooling because of, I have a young child, and so I don't have a lot of time to work on my business. And at the moment, because I've taken this new direction and specializing in diabetes, I need to do a lot of marketing, and that's a big learning curve, just learning how to market on social media. And it's very difficult at the moment to find that time because it's all broken up. I get to work a few hours and then the next time I get to work is a few days later, and I spend half the morning kind of going, well, what was I working on? Who am I? So at the moment, that's my biggest struggle, just not having kind of consistent time to work on things. Yes, I think it is. Besides being like a rock star or something, yeah, but I can't sing to save my life, so yeah, I'd say so. So after my son was born, I was really starting to get very interested in natural health and wanting him to be very healthy, as any mother would. I had a lot of friends, parents and that worked as naturopaths and worked in natural health, and I really liked the ideas, but I found a lot of conflicting information on the internet. I'd also always had a few nutrition books that I'd never read that I kept going one day, and it just I started to think, the only way that I could be healthy and look after my son's health was actually to study it myself. And it just seemed right. So when he must have been like 9 months old or something like that, I started a 3-year diploma in nutritional therapy, and it was really hard because I think the first year I was struggling to stay awake in class because I wasn't getting very much sleep with a young baby. So that's how it all began. I like the flexibility. Because otherwise you're quite limited. If you've got to find a location and hire a space to work out of, and you're only going to really help people within your kind of area. And then since moving here from the UK, I still had clients in the UK, and so I just continued seeing them online. And now, with what I'm doing, I'm still mainly seeing clients. That's where I'm focusing on seeing people. So it just makes sense to do it all online, and it works around my lifestyle as well to be very flexible. We were living in Spain when we decided to move here. We'd been in Spain for about 18 months, and it was very beautiful, but we just couldn't picture ourselves living there long term. Something wasn't right. And it was partly, I think, because we lived in a very remote kind of part, like we were an hour away from any big city. And so we felt like, okay, maybe we needed to be closer to a city. And I just remember we got like a big white piece of paper and put it on the wall with lots of colored pens, and we just wrote all the capital cities around the world that we thought we'd like to stay in, and we just started writing the pros and cons. And Lisbon won, basically. We just felt it ticked more boxes than it didn't, and we also heard a lot of really good things about it from people that had moved here. So the only thing that we were worried about was actually that for my son to change schools and learn a new language. We were really worried about that, but he picked it up within 4 months of coming here, so it wasn't a worry at all. So yeah, it all worked out really well. So we just upped and filled our car up full of stuff and just drove all the way from Spain to here over 4 days. It was quite an adventure. Our car was overpacked. We were sitting with stuff. We sent half of our stuff in a van and thought we'd only left just enough to put in the car, but it was actually far too much. Danny the whole time had a coffee machine and a big plant on his lap. And Eli had like boxes and everything around him, and we had the bikes on the back, and the bikes smashed the back windows, so we had bin bags after a while. I didn't laugh at the time, but now I'm laughing. It was very funny. I resisted in the beginning. So my partner Danny, he really liked the idea of working in a co-work, whereas I'm quite a homebody, and I was always just like, why pay to go somewhere? I just work at home. But I knew that it would be beneficial because I get distracted by keeping the house clean, by the food in the fridge, by lots of other things. So, and also realizing that it would be a good way to connect with people and meet people and make friends, because when you move to a new country, it can be quite hard in the beginning to meet with people. So that's, And then the thing that really pushed it was, at the time, we were living in Lisbon and my son was at a school here, and it was like a 25-minute drive, and it just made no sense for me to do that journey 4 times a day. So it made sense to stay. But yeah, now we've moved here and I'm still coming to the co-work for those reasons, that it does me good. I chose Lobo because I really liked the interior design and the vibe of the people, and Ines was very friendly and nice. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
Stay away.
No, this is a good question. It's listening. Better? Hello? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Hide, stay away, naughty. Just, I need to make mistakes, right? It's more natural, it's more natural. Okay, describe myself. Next. You don't know who, you mean you don't know who I am?
You know.
It's a good question. Do I have to do it again? I work, no, actually, sorry.
Answer like Christina, no, Christina answers. Then we'll do in the next one.
Yeah, actually, not, boom.